Here.
Commissioner Tell.
Present.
Commissioner Suplet.
Here.
Administrator Bruner.
Here.
Attorney Baxter. Kim Purcell, Montezuma County Clerk and Recorder. Notice is hereby given that the Montezuma County Commissioners will hold a public hearing for the purpose of reviewing and determining special use and high impact permit requests for the proposed construction of operation of a CO2 well submitted by Kinder Morgan, Agent Chris Lopez, on property owned by Brad and Pamela White, located at 24115 Road 8, Pleasant View, Colorado, consisting of 6.72 acres reduced to 1 acre more or less, situated in Section 10, Township 38 North, Range 19 West, NMPM. The hearing will be held Monday, March 26, 2018 at 1:45 p.m. Commissioners' Hearing Room, 109 West Main, Cortez, Colorado. Interested persons may attend and give input. Information may be obtained from the Planning Department, room 305, County Administrative Building, Cortez, Colorado, or accessed online at http://montezumacounty.org, Web Departments Planning. You may also contact the Planning Department at 970-565-2801 with questions. This file can be inspected in the Planning Department during regular office hours. Dated this March 13th, 2018, Kim Purcell, Clerk, Board of County Commissioners, Montezuma County, Colorado. Published in the Journal on Friday, March 16th, 2018.
Okay, thank you, Kim. You want to come on up?
Afternoon, good to see you again.
Good afternoon. How you doing? Good to see you. Commissioner, good to see you. Good to see you.
Things picking up a little bit out you guys' way?
Pardon?
Things picking up a little bit out your way?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yep. Got some things planned for this year.
$63 oil is helping you a little?
It does. Doesn't hurt. It.
Good deal.
Okay, Leanne.
We have a new well, CD4, that we're looking at doing, or they're looking at doing, that's located near an existing facility. It was reviewed by the Planning Commission on March 8th. At that time, they indicated that the BLM permit is in process. I don't know if that's still the case.
Yes, and the COGCC permit as well. So
Okay,
both the state
and I got-
permits are moving right under review.
There was an issue with raptors. I don't know if you want to elaborate on that.
Right now, the BLM's, like, there's some potential golden eagle nest out there, so they're considering a timing limitation of March through July 15th. They haven't actually given us that timing limitation yet. The BLM's looking at a potential timing restriction of.
Is that BLM or Canyon of the Ancients? Is
So
that?
it's split estate well, so it's federal minerals, private surface, but because it's the federal minerals, we have to obtain a federal permit, so.
Right, but I just wondering, you're saying BLM, but there's a difference between BLM and CANM.
This would actually be BLM review.
BLM,
since
okay.
There's no
Gotcha.
CANM,
Right.
yeah,
Gotcha.
no CANM surface involved. Now, they've been, I think they coordinate with them, but this is through the Durango office.
Okay.
And is this an active golden eagle, or is it just?
They don't know, so they're kind of,
We've had a contractor go out and look, and they didn't see
they
anything.
didn't find anything, and so BLM's kind of looking into the records, and it's within a half a mile. If there's an active nest within a half a mile, then they don't allow construction or drilling from March 1st to July 15th for golden eagle in this case. So.
Unless the golden eagle is nesting in a
Correct.
high rise in Denver. 'Cause yeah.
I know.
I hadn't heard that.
Be a ways to a tree anyway, if I'm not mistaken, where you're at.
To a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
From where they're
exactly. It's pretty far to where they think the nest may or may not be, but we're planning accordingly, assuming a timing decision. But we may not get it until the NEPA is in process as we speak right now. So that's sort of where they're doing their assessments.
And they take up a lot of time.
Anything else?
Well, and there were some comments made, pardon me, about traffic, of course. We did renew the road use agreement with Rob Englehart this year. They will be using CC west to 15 and then going down south to BB for their travel plans. Did we get the weed management stuff I don't think I've gotten that.
An updated weed plan, they're finalizing it as we speak, so I will get you a copy of our new updated, nothing's changed, but it'll be have 2018 on it, but I'll get you that, yeah, Jake's working on it, so.
So I would just ask for a contingency for an updated plan, as far as that goes. There were some concerns from the public about crazy drivers on the road and travel, turning it into an industrial zone. But other than that, the planning commission reviewed it and recommended approval unanimously.
Any other questions?
Isn't there a couple other of your well sites, isn't it, then?
It's
on the wall?
directly behind the CB cluster separation fields
There you go.
facility, so we would actually be using that access road and then go straight west behind that cluster facility. And then the CB1 is the nearest active well to the south.
South, yeah. Okay.
We'll go to public comment if there's any. Public comment, if you come up to the podium, state your name and address, tell us what you have to say.
You knew you were going to hear from me.
Certainly, certainly.
Gayla Park, 7672 County Road, CC, Pleasant View. This well is going to be a mile from my house, and I was the one at the Planning Commission that complained about crazy drivers and turning the place into an industrial area, because that's what it is. Our zoning ordinance absolutely needs to be updated to deal with industrial development in an agricultural zone, because that's what we have here. You've got like something on the order of 300 big truckloads of gravel and equipment up and down Road 8. It's hard to say that's not an industrial use. And I would like to remind the commissioners, and hopefully they will remind Kinder Morgan, that they need to be better at watching gassing us locals. You know, when they were drilling the CB3 well, they had a hydrogen sulfide release, and they had a roadblock going one way but not the other way, so I drove through that plume of hydrogen sulfide. Knew something was wrong but didn't know what. I was stupid back then. Hopefully they'll do a better job this time, because the way this is located, the prevailing winds would blow any noxious fumes onto the road, which there's 4 of us, 4 families that live down there, would be driving on. We have no other way of coming and going. And I hope that they'll do a better job with their weed control, because at the CB cluster station, they have a weed problem. They have a real weed problem. I mean, you know, it's not my land, and the prevailing winds do not blow weeds onto my land, so I don't really have a big complaint about it, but it just looks tacky. And they're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to have a weed plan, and, you know, they're supposed to follow it. I object to this because I don't like living in an industrial area. I didn't move into an industrial area. If I'd wanted to live in an industrial area, I could sure live closer to town and not have to drive through all that snow that we get some years. Really, the zoning ordinance needs to be updated to accommodate industrial development in areas like this. Thank you.
Is there anyone else? If not, we'll close the public comment session. Back to the commissioners. Any further questions, or?
Do we have a weed plan a weed problem out there at the cluster?
Not that I'm
Not
aware
that
of.
I'm
We-
aware, but I made a note. I will definitely
Okay.
look into that, because but not that I'm aware, but we will definitely look into that. And I know Mr. White, I believe, is on the weed board, so I don't
Yeah, he is.
know. He'd
You're
be
right.
very happy if we
You're
had a
right.
weed problem on his property, but
Yeah.
we will definitely look into that right away.
Here in the next month or so, we will be starting our weed control program, so that ought to be getting up here pretty soon.
I would move we Move to approve high impact permit number 699 and a special use permit for the purpose of construction, operation of one CO2 well known as CB-4 with the contingency that we get the updated 2018 weed plan in place.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve high impact permit number 699 and special use permit for the purpose of the construction and operation of a CO2 well known as CB-4. Contingent upon having a weed plan in place. Is there all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. We'll close this hearing.